Kick-Ass. After months and months of excitement, after reading the comics like 5 times, and after freaking out over every single image and trailer released, I have finally seen Kick-Ass. And I apologize, but I have to do this. Kick-Ass kicks ass. I got to go to the world premiere of Kick-Ass at South by Southwest, and I can't tell you how lucky I feel to have been there. Everyone was excited. It was such an electric evening, and it was so much fun, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that I got the chance to go and be there. It was amazing. I can't remember the last time I left the theater so overwhelmingly satisfied, so excited, and so anxious to see the movie again immediately, but Kick-Ass did that for me. Whatever expectations you have for Kick-Ass, I can pretty much guarantee you're gonna get blown away. First of all, if you don't know what Kick-Ass is the story of Dave Lazowski, who one day decides, why can't I just put on a suit and be a superhero and protect people on the streets? So he does exactly that, and not only does he get his ass kicked, but he kicks ass, and along the way meets up with some other do-it-yourself superheroes like Red Mist, Big Daddy, and of course, Hit Girl. Now, right off the bat, I will admit that the premise is not the most original thing in history. However, it takes on a fresh, exciting, and hilarious new life in Kick-Ass. This, of course, is what the movie is based on. This is Volume 1. So if you have read this, then you pretty much know what to expect, but honestly, you still really don't know what to expect. I had no idea if this would be as good as the books, or if it would be about the same as the books, but it was better than the books. And I actually, when it was done, I was thinking, wow, I wish the books had been written this way. Keep in mind that I am the type of person who saw Dark Knight, thought it was great, but has never seen it since. I saw it one time at midnight in the movie theater, and that's it. However, Kick-Ass, I've been itching every day to see it again and again and again. This is a very different type of movie, I guess. Personally, I liked it a lot better than I liked Dark Knight for the reason I just gave you. I think it's a lot more satisfying than Dark Knight because it's a freaking crazy good time at the movies. It doesn't drag at any point. My jaw was on the floor most of the time. It's just such an amazing movie. Alright, let me attempt some coherence with this review because I'm too damn excited to talk straight. One of the best parts about Kick-Ass is its brilliant cast. So let's start off with Kick-Ass himself, Aaron Johnson. He portrays Kick-Ass better than the character in the book is Kick-Ass, in my opinion. Like, I prefer his Kick-Ass to the actual character, like the original character. As Dave Lazowski, of course, he's just as awkward as you would hope, and it's just hysterical. And then as soon as he puts on the Kick-Ass outfit, he is still awkward, but slightly more badass, I guess. He has us rooting for him the entire time, laughing at him, cheering him on, literally cheering him on, and he was just fantastic. Then, of course, there is Chris D'Amico / Red Mist, played by Christopher Mintz-Plasse, who also did an excellent job. He is hysterical. I mean, everybody loves Christopher Mintz-Plasse, so that's an easy one right there. But he is absolutely hilarious, and he played Red Mist perfectly. Actually, like, again, better than in the books. When I say they played them better than the books, because that doesn't make any sense, I mean that I like them more than I like the actual character in the books. That's what I mean by that. Then there's Damon McCready / Big Daddy, played by Nicolas Cage. And I'm sure everyone was like, Nicolas Cage, when they first saw the list of the cast. But if anyone has seen any clips with Nick Cage in them, they know that he's amazing in this movie. He is freaking genius in this movie. Like, I don't even want to spoil anything, but I'll just leave it at that he took some amazing liberties, and I'm so glad that Matthew Vaughn allowed him to do what he did. You'll see when you see the movie. And finally, we have everyone's new favorite superhero, Mindy McCready, otherwise known as Hit Girl, played brilliantly by Chloe Moretz. Obviously, Hit Girl is a huge draw for this movie because it's like, oh my god, this 10-year-old is chopping people's legs off, spewing out horrible, horrible language. It's awesome. There's tons of parent groups out there and stuff, and they're like, oh my god, yo, this little girl should not be talking like this. She's influencing young kids everywhere. It is acting, please. You gotta understand that. She doesn't act like that in real life. It's a movie! And thank God her parents allowed her to do this because she is seriously unbelievable. This is going to be her breakout role for sure. She is going to go all over the place after this movie, I am positive. Aside from the main superhero cast, there were some other fantastic people in this movie, such as Mark Strong, who played Frank D'Amico perfectly. Then we have Lindsay Fonseca, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, who plays Katie, and she's definitely in the movie more than she is in the books, but I'm not complaining that they took liberties with her character at all because she's freaking smoking hot. And lastly, Clark Duke and Evan Peters play Dave's best friends, and Evan Peters, you know, I've seen him in some things, I'm sure everybody's seen him in something. He is very funny, and Clark Duke, I love Clark Duke. Specifically, I watch Greek. He is fantastic on Greek. So as soon as I saw he was going to be in this movie, I was like, all right, that's awesome, because I love him in any movie he's in, so of course he was great. So obviously, I have nothing bad to say about the cast. They were perfect. In fact, with the whole movie, I think there's only one flaw that I can specifically say that I disliked, but I'm going to talk about that in my spoiler section coming up in just a minute. But other than that, I cannot think of any problems that I had with Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass so blew me away, and you know I was expecting something amazing. I had my expectations totally just blown to smithereens. Kick-Ass, man, I loved Kick-Ass. I just can't rave about it enough, honestly. I sincerely hope everyone goes to see this because it is going to be the most fun time that you have at the movies. I can't imagine a more fun time. It was such an intense movie, such a funny movie, and actually, you know, it had some heartfelt scenes for real, so it was just all around just a fantastic movie-going experience. Now, like I said, I'm going to talk about some spoilers from Kick-Ass, so if you have not seen Kick-Ass, please don't watch this. It will spoil things for you, and even if you've read the books, you might want to be careful because I'm going to talk about some changes from the books to the movie. So please don't watch if you haven't seen the movie, then come back and watch after you have seen Kick-Ass. Okay, so Kick-Ass, wow. Where do we begin? Am I right? Was it not the best movie? I mean, best movie in comparison to superhero movies. Obviously, there are other movies that are better, but this movie totally was just wow. So I think we can pretty much agree that they had Kick-Ass perfect from issues 1 through 5, and then in 5 is where it started to change up, but up until then, it was a perfect adaptation. Even better than the books, like I said. I honestly think that I definitely enjoyed the movie better than the books, for sure. I have to specifically point out one scene that stuck with me. It's the fight outside of the 7-Eleven type of place. That was so inspirational. Am I the only person that thought that? When the music was kind of building up in the background and Kick-Ass was like hovering over the guy and saying like, you know, you're all just standing and watching, I'm doing something, or whatever he said. That was like, I mean, that was beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, that was amazing. But like I said, around issue 5 is where things started to change up a little bit, starting with Katie. Now, at first I was like, Katie's not supposed to fall for him. She's supposed to hate him and tell him to F off. This is wrong. And I started to get a little upset. I was like, no, they've been doing so good. Why are they gonna ruin this? But then, like, within a minute, I was like, actually, I kind of like this better. And like I said, it doesn't hurt that Lindsay Fonseca is, wow. So I didn't really complain that she had more screen time, so that was alright. But really, even not thinking about the actress, the story, it worked out fine. In fact, I like it better, and I think that it's going to be a lot more fun for the second movie, and I don't know how they're going to do it in the books. I don't know if she's going to still hate him or what. We'll figure it out, I guess. But, yeah, that was fine in my book. One other thing is that, and I thought about this going in, I was like, how are they going to do this? In the books, you don't realize that Red Mist is actually Genevieve's son. But in the movie, it's clearly obvious. Well, it's clearly obvious. They actually went with the route of making it obvious just because they couldn't possibly fool you. So that was interesting the way they did it. Actually, it was fantastic. Of course, like I said, I liked it better than the books. I know I sound like a broken record saying I preferred the movie to the books, but whatever, you get what I'm saying. I was upset that they didn't have Tunk in the movie. Unless I missed it, I didn't hear anyone say Tunk. And I think that they should have. Maybe I missed it, you know, maybe I'm crazy. If they did, then hell yeah, but if they didn't, then what the hell? Because it's so easy, but whatever. And then Big Daddy and Hit Girl's origin was totally different. Like, that was weird. I mean, again, broken record, I liked it better. But it was bizarre, and I did not see that coming. I'll put it out there like that. I loved the live web feed torture thing. That was genius, and that was the point where I realized that I wish the books had been written like the movie, because that was genius. That whole scene was so intense and awesome, and oh my god, I just remembered. I totally forgot until right now. You literally just saw me remembering the scene with the strobe lights, and then it was like a video game, and oh my god, so freaking cool. While all of that is awesome, like I said, I had one flaw with the movie, and that is the jetpack. Now, the jetpack was cool at first. Like when they first showed it, I was like, oh god, we're starting to get a little unrealistic, but it's still okay. And then, you know, when they were flying across the city, Kick-Ass and Hit Girl, I was like, no, stop, please. The movie was perfect, and you just gave it a flaw. That was the only problem I had with the movie. That was just cheesy. I almost can't believe I'm saying anything was cheesy about Kick-Ass, but I gotta be honest, it was the only problem I had with the movie. It was great, like I said, at first it was very funny, everyone was cheering, but, you know, it was just when they took off after and they flew around the city, that was kind of... The only other little problem I had with the movie, which is not really a big deal, but it was one thing that I specifically liked in the comic books that was not really present in the movie at all, was the relationship between Dave and his father. Now, this is really, like I said, not a huge deal, especially not for the movie. Maybe it would have been too serious to bring in, I guess, but I really wish that they did a little more. I thought that the relationship between Dave and his dad in the comic books was really, really heartfelt and genuine. And, you know, it was something that Dave was battling back and forth on a lot. So, you know, it had kind of an effect on things that he did. Not everything, obviously, but still, it did have some bearing on the actions that he took, in the books at least. I know, obviously, his dad was in the movie, but definitely not as much as he was in the comics. Not that he's in it a lot, but their relationship is hard to explain. If you've read the comic books, you understand. If not, don't worry about it. So, overall, Kick-Ass. I don't really even know how to sum it up. How the hell do you sum up such an awesome, awesome, awesome movie? So much fun. I can't wait to see it again. I'm gonna probably see this movie more than I've ever seen any other movie. I can't wait to see it again. So, wow, I can't believe, sorry, that I'm actually finishing my review for Kick-Ass. It's been so long that I've been excited for this. I'm so happy with Kick-Ass. Okay, gotta finish this up. This is long. Let me know in the comments what you thought of Kick-Ass. Let me know how you thought it compared to other superhero movies, if it's raised your expectations for superhero movies in the future. Let me know if you read the books and if you thought the movie was better or worse or on par with the books. Just let me know anything you want to about Kick-Ass. I'm very excited to see what you guys have to say. And that is pretty much it.